Hi Beavers, Catherine again. Welcome to the afternoon of our Beavers activity day. Hope you're having fun so far and with all the activities that we've done. And now we are going to do a mini beast hunt in our own garden. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for certain places, and I'm going to tell you where you can obviously find things that insects and animals live in your garden. Anybody can do this, no matter what the size of your garden is. You'll all have something that you can find a few things. So anyway, so let's start. Now, as you can see, in any wood pile that you have, or any wood just stored in your garden, you will notice that you'll see wood lice. Now, you may think, but what do wood lice do? But wood lice are very, very good in your garden, because what they'll do is that they break down and eat rotting material. So that's a cracking thing for things like compost heaps and wood stores, because they will just break down and eat, like I said, all your rotting material, which will just make it break down a lot quicker. So anyway, number one in the mini beast hunt, we have got wood lice. Second on our mini beast hunt, what you can find in your garden are snails and slugs. That was perfect time by the slug, because it wasn't there a second ago. Now, you may think that your snails and slugs are no good for the garden, and I'm sure your parents and grandparents will try their hardest to get rid of slugs. But again, they do some amazing things in our garden. They provide a great food source for the birds that come into our garden, who live on these kind of things, and also feed their young on them. So it's always great to have snails and slugs in the garden. Maybe not so good if you grow any of your own fruit and veg though in the garden, because unfortunately they will thrive on them and eat your salad and fruit stores. But apart from that, they would naturally compost down your soil and everything. So really, they're great things to have in the garden, but like I say, probably not so great if you have salad and fruit growing. So number two on our mini beast hunt, snails and slugs. Anyway, beavers, a rare find, but we do back onto farmland at the back of my garden. And if you can see in the distance, you can probably see cows, but if you can see in the distance, there is actually, we've spied a fox in the next field. So I'm not sure if you can see that. I think it's just disappeared. But anyway, that was, we'll put that as not an actual mini beast, but we'll do it as a great find of the day. Another great find in the garden is if you've got any type of like hedgerow or a bit of a wild area. I have a bit of a wild area about my garden that's just kind of kept wild just to grow. This is a great place to find bird nests. Now, if you do see a bird's nest in your garden, please leave it exactly where it is. Do not touch it. Do not interfere with it in any way. But they are great things to observe and just to see how birds put all the little twigs and everything together to make this like solid structure. It's just amazing. I do probably think that this bird's nest is probably hatched and the chicks have gone now, but we'll still leave it exactly where it is, just in case. Right, beavers, normally around any stonework you can normally find these small red creatures which are clover mites. So number four on our list and our mini beast hunt are clover mites. Not sure about really what they do, but they are quite harmless. Sometimes they come into your house, but mostly just found on stonework outside. So number four on our mini beast hunt are clover mites. Right, beavers, another great place to find insects in your garden is if you have any loose slabs of any kind anywhere, just lift them up and see what's underneath. So if we lift this one up right here, you've got ants. Lift this one up. Now, this one's a good one because we have a spider in this one. Spiders are great for our mini beast hunt, because spiders do a great job in feeding on all little insects. Now you might think, why is that a good job? But that's great for like farming life, because they will eat all the insects that will basically ravage through farmland. So that is number 5. Here we have just some more black ants. Number 6 on our mini beast hunt is black ants. Again, do the same thing as red ants, just decompose down matter of insects, plants and animals. Help them decompose into the ground a lot better. We also have another spider here. Again, great for feeding off insects that will basically ruin crops in the fields. So that's ants and spiders again. Should we just go for see what's on this one as well? And again, tons of ants. I think we'll leave ants there. I'm not too fond of them myself. Next on our list, Beavers, is the earwig. So, can you see it there? Now, again, just a natural composter of bad things in the soil, and just to make the soil really, really healthy. Do you see the little incisors on the end, which are just here? Anyway, that also helps it break down things. But anyway, that's next on our list is the earwig. Nothing to do with ears or wigs. And now it's running off. Ah! Let me put it back in the soil. There you go. Right, Beavers, next on our list, dig any hole in your garden like this, and you are sure to find one of the best things to be in your garden, which are worms. Basically, worms will burrow through the ground and make good holes in your soil, so basically the water and everything will get through to your plants and everything like that. Also, if you have a lot of birds in your garden, you may see them fishing them out of the ground. That's next on our list. I think we're up to number 8 now, which is worms. Again, Beavers, if you find anything by digging it out of the ground, please put it back in. Put it back where you found it. So we'll pop that back in the soil there. And we'll leave it to burrow through the ground again. It's quite impressive, that worm, actually. Right, so once you've dug up the worm, always put your soil back as well. Don't leave it. Right, Beavers, next on our thing of where to find bugs and mini beasts in your garden, planters are a great thing, because basically you may often find bugs living in the top of the soil, but more importantly, just move the pots out of the way and you'll have wood lice, slugs. So always a great place, we'll pop them both back, to find bugs in your garden and insects. So that's just an example of where to find them.
And this is another good reason, Beavers, why we bury the worms back in the soil. Because as you can see, we've seen a little blackbird looking about for the worms, and really you just want to give it a challenge, because if there's, not got a challenge to pick the worms out of the ground, then the bird will get bored and fly away. So again, attract birds to your garden if you've got loads of worms.
Today that we've found in the garden, you may have seen him walking in and out of film throughout, is the common variety garden dog. Pet dog, should I say. Anyway, here's Bracken, there was me. Hope you had a great time on the mini beast hunt today, Beavers, and I'll see you later.